Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Can we all hear me? So we are set to start and we are officially starting now. So I want to say a big welcome to everybody that is on the call this evening. Please, let's all confirm that you can hear me. Please just drop in the chat. Can you hear me? So we can move on. Feel free to drop in the chat that you can hear me. Tell me if it's loud and if it's very clear. All right, all right. Thank you, Black Joe. Thank you, Joma. All right, so we are going to begin right now, and I want to welcome everyone on the call this evening. I can see Black Joe on the call. I see Gloria on the call. Comrade Akoroda. Please pardon me if I don't pronounce your name right. I see Margaret Mary on the call. Abasia Keme, Joy Audu, Precious, Kachi, Nice, Mami, Ijoma, Erochukwu, Mercy, Annie, Bolanle, Akoma. I see a lot of people on the call. If I don't mention your name, just know that I still see you. Okay, so let us know where you're joining in from. You can just tell us if you're joining in from Abuja, if you're joining in from another state in Nigeria, or if you're not in Nigeria, please feel free to drop in the chat. I'm waiting to read from us. While I'm waiting to read from us, so my name is Anne Usang, and I'm going to be the moderator for today's event. And I'm joining in from Abuja, Nigeria. All right, Gloria said she's joining in from Abuja. Amazing. Welcome, Gloria. Erochukwu said, Owerri, Imo. That's awesome. Welcome, Erochukwu. Let's keep it coming in. Ijoma says she's joining in from Abuja. Awesome, awesome. Black Joe says Abuja as well. All right, let's hear from more persons too. Mbakwe says he or she is joining in from Anambra. That's amazing, all the way from Anambra. Bolanle says Abuja. Awesome, awesome. And that's the power of technology. We are all gathered here from different parts of Nigeria, and we are also expecting people who are not in Nigeria to join us too. And that's the power of technology. We are able to collaborate. We are able to have meetings. We are able to learn right from wherever we are still able to get more information. All right, Bolanle says Abuja. Caleb says Kogi State. Awesome. Akoroda says Abuja. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, so I know that today is actually going to be a very, very beautiful time. And I want you to get prepared, not just to come and listen, but to listen and to act on whatever will be said. Because what we are bringing to you are actionable steps that will enable you to actually start your career or even continue your career and make a progressive move in your career, whatever field you are in technology. So today's event is that event for you. I strongly believe it because we have a lineup of different teachings that will come, different training sessions that will come, and these training sessions are cut across different areas. And all of this is to enable you to be able to grow and make progressive impact in your chosen tech field. And this event today is brought to you by NeoCloud Technologies, an award-winning IT company recognized all over Nigeria, right? So it's not just, we're not just coming here to joke, but we are coming here to deliver value. And our facilitators are more than ready to actually deliver value, right? One thing that NeoCloud Technology does is that we exceed the expectation of our clients. So if that is something that we stand for, even in today's event, know that we are here to exceed your expectation. You may have seen the flyer, and we are going to cover all that you see there and even more, right? I want you to get ready to learn, to write, and to act. All right, so I'm just going to read through again some things to expect. So today you're going to be learning how can you grow a career in technology? How can you document your tech journey? How can you put yourself out there? How can you write CVs that are standard, CVs that are going to be able to help you win the heart of your recruiter? How can you find job opportunities? I know that a lot of people might be here to know, oh, how can I find job opportunities? I've learned, I've understood my field, but then I don't have a job yet. this is the right event for you. And there's going to be question and answers. So if you've been having questions and you're not sure of the right answer, we have experts on the call this evening who are willing and are ready to actually answer those questions for you. So one thing I want you to do right now is begin to write down those questions. You can put it on your notepad, you can write it on your journal, whichever one is comfortable for you. Begin to write down those questions so that you're able to ask. One thing to do today is you want to leave this place with a high level of clarity. You don't want to leave the same way you came in, but you want to leave knowing that I have clarity in whatever tech field that you're in. And number two, I want you to also share this with your community. There are a lot of people out there that may not know new cloud technologies, but then they can, through you, know of new cloud technologies and know of these events that new cloud technologies is bringing to you. So I want you to share this event to everyone on your WhatsApp contacts, share it to them and let them also join in. All right. I think I've been saying so much. So we are going to start right now. And I want few persons to just tell me what they are expecting from today's event. Just, you don't need to write an essay. Just one thing. What are you expecting from today's event? Who is willing to share? Somebody really bold. You can just drop it in the chat and I would love to read from you. What are your expectations from today's event? Do you want to learn about how to write a better CV? Or do you want to learn about how to find job opportunities? Or do you want to learn about how to grow your career in tech? Or you just came to just see the faces of the facilitators, or you just came to see others on the call? Let's know. One thing, just one thing. What is your expectation from today's event? Let's just drop it in the chat. Okay, Danny says it's from Abuja. Joy from Abuja, you're welcome. Everyone, you're all welcome. Okay, I'm expecting to read from us. I haven't seen anybody. I want to believe that we are all typing. Awesome. Ijoma says, how to grow in tech. That's amazing. Let's have more comments coming. Let us know that you're hungry to learn. Okay, you're not just here to just watch, but you're hungry to learn. So what are your expectations? What are your expectations? Because when you write down these expectations, you're going to hold on to them at the end of the event to be sure that, okay, my expectations were actually met in today's event. Abasia Keme says, I am expecting to have more career clarity. That is amazing. Charles said, I expect to learn how to expand my knowledge and skills in order to advance my tech career and successfully navigate technical interviews for IT positions. Charles, you're in the right place. Welcome. Caleb says, I expect to learn about how to find job opportunities and also how I can grow in my tech career. Thank you so much for sharing these really beautiful expectations with us this evening. And I'm sure that this event is just going to do justice to all your expectations. So we are going to go right into the sessions that will talk about all of these things. And we have two really great and amazing experts in their field, amazing contributors to the work going on in new cloud technologies. And I'm going to be reading their profiles. So as I'm reading their profiles, please let's do well to celebrate them. All right, so we have Mr. Godstime Edet. Mr. Godstime Edet is going to be one of the facilitators for today's event, and he's a certified data scientist with 5 years of IT experience specializing in data science, machine learning, and deep learning. He's proficient in various aspects of the IT industry. I want us to hear that again. He is proficient in various aspects, not just one, not two, not three, not four. He's actually proficient in various aspects of the IT industry with a primary focus on analytics, utilizing statistical equations to model complex problems and manage the migration of large-scale, high-budget businesses. Mr. Godstime Edet is also the head of training at Neo Cloud Technologies. Please, let's begin to celebrate. I'm not even seeing us celebrating. Did you hear the profile of the person I just read? Please, let's celebrate and welcome him. If not, he's not going to come up. And we also have with us Mr. Jerry, and I'm going to be reading his profile to us as well. So Mr. Jerry is currently a security operations center analyst at New Cloud Technologies. That is a SOC analyst, where he leads a cross-functional team responsible for designing, implementing security architecture and frameworks. Before that, his career journey began in the field of brand strategy and evolved into the realm of cybersecurity, where he has accumulated over 15 years of experience in the IT industry. Please, let's celebrate them. We are more than 30 on this call. Let's celebrate them in the chat. Mr. Jerry is a results-driven and technically adept security professional with a strong foundation in networking, operating systems, cryptography, malware analysis, and penetration testing. He's proficient in utilizing a wide range of tools and frameworks to execute security tasks, including scanning, monitoring, auditing, and incident response. He's committed to safeguarding organizations from cyber threats and ensuring the integrity and security of their digital assets. He has successfully delivered the design and implementation of multiple projects, including network access control, advanced email security, web application firewalls, data classification, data loss. Let me pause. Can you hear the profile of the people that we are bringing on? They are not small people. So please, let's celebrate them. And beyond his professional life, Jerry is an adventurous traveler. He is always open to international exploration. He is also an enthusiastic gamer who enjoys connecting with people over a cup of coffee. So Mr. Jerry and Mr. Godstime are going to be delivering to us so much value today. So let's just put our hands. I can see that we are clapping already. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming as we welcome Mr. Godstime and Mr. Jerry to the floor. Let's keep clapping until we hear Mr. Godstime's voice. All right, we can see his face. Let's keep clapping. Let's celebrate him. Welcome, Mr. Godstime.
Okay, thank you so much, Anne. Thank you so much. Honestly, you've done noble. And I'll say less of Mr. Godstime, less of me. And it's basically all about our audience. So today, we are going to walk you through on how to navigate your tech career path. So first, let me just share my screen. Okay. All right. All right. So I hope you guys can see my screen right now. If you can see my screen, I need a yes. I need a yes from you. Okay, you can see my screen. I need a yes from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. So first, we're here to talk about how you can actually navigate your way around tech. Basically, I've been able to meet with a lot of tech enthusiasts who are transitioning into tech. Most of the time, what they actually tell me is, I'll ask them, I say, okay, I want to transition into tech. This one will say, okay, I want to learn tech. I'll now ask them a question. Why do you want to learn tech? And the question basically is always, okay, I want to learn tech because I want to make money. I want to learn tech because honestly, this is actually a digital era. So everybody are actually migrating. We are migrating into tech. So Then also some person will say, oh, I want to learn tech because I want to travel out and work as a tech professional. For me, before I go deeply, I will still, so for me, what I always try to say to people is this: you don't just pick up tech and say, oh, I want to learn tech because I want to make money. I don't really like that phrase at some point, because first of all, you need to come into the tech world with the mindset of you solving a problem. You want to create value. That is the first thing you should be able to. What problem are you coming to solve? Always have that in your mindset. Not just, okay, I want to learn tech because I want to make money. Some will say, I want to learn tech because I want to travel out. And mostly in Neocloud, we don't just tell you, oh, learn tech and Japa, learn tech and Japa and all of that. We try as much as possible to let you to know that, oh, there are a lot of sacrifices that you need to make, other than just saying, oh, you just want to learn tech and you want to make money, or you want to. Why don't you learn tech? Because you want to create value. Why don't you learn tech? Because you want to contribute to your community. So this is actually what we are going to try as much as possible to bring into the table, and try to demystify the mindset of you having, okay, I'm learning tech because I want to make money. So on the topic that we are going to look at today, we have why choose a career in tech, how to grow in your tech career, documenting your tech journey, writing a winning tech standard, common CV mistakes to avoid, what recruiters expect, finding jobs opportunity, Neocloud Tech community career, play a game too. So actually, we have a game for you. So someone here, anybody, any of our audience will go home with a prize. Then also we have an exclusive Q&A session with our CEO. So now, before we move into how to grow your tech career, the first thing which we are going to be looking at here is the benefit of tech career. Now, one thing I would like to say to each and every one of us is that tech is actually an enabler. Currently, in our current dispensation, every sector, every department, or every organization actually need tech at one way or the other. Now, for example, using mama that is selling akara by the roadside. Okay, now let's say that mama wants to increase her profit margin. So what will mama do? Mama will get an Android phone, try as much as possible to see how she can register on maybe social media platform, or maybe try to create an account with a B2B. Then, before you know it, mama product is now being feasible, so she can actually reach a larger audience. From there, she will start having traffic into our business. People start patronizing mama. So this is mama using tech to be able to promote a product, a local product. So in our organization too, there is a need for tech. Every sector, you need tech at one point, at one way or the other. So there is actually a high demand. Tech skills are needed in every industry. This is one of the benefits you need to know, or you need to be aware that tech is actually needed in all industry, be it in the health sector, or be it in the oil and gas, be it in the finance and agriculture. Tech is needed. Then we look at global market. So the next one is global market. Global market is actually telling us that with the tech skill that you are going to acquire, you can actually work from anywhere. You can actually work remotely, you can work from your house, and you can work from office. So there is a huge demand for tech. Then the next thing, why you're going to learn tech, or why you want to acquire this tech skill, is growth opportunity. So we have constant innovation leads to endless learning. So in tech, we don't just stay in one place. Why I say we don't just stay in one place is this: tech is actually they are interconnected. So when you are having a particular, or when you learn a particular skill, you realize that, oh, at some point you'll be driving into upskilling. You'll be driving into upskilling. So from there, you are actually growing. So just like what Anne was saying, that I have a vast knowledge in tech. How did I get this vast knowledge? It's basically, I started as a network engineer. From there, I grew into um, software development. From there, I'm a certified data scientist. I have knowledge in cybersecurity and a whole lot. Cloud computing, you can just name it. Why? Because I invest more time to upskilling, to growing my tech skills and all. Okay, sorry, please, you can just mute. Thank you. All right, so there is also flexibility. One of the reasons why you transition into tech is the flexibility. Many roles offers work and flexible schedule. So as a tech professional, you can actually, just like I said earlier on, you can actually work from anywhere. You can work from anywhere. That's the flexibility that tech professional actually enjoy. So also, why you should transition into tech is projected growth. Now let's look at some statistical analysis: tech occupations versus all occupations. So from 2023 to 2033. So according to the US Bureau of Labor and Statistics, employment in IT jobs will grow much faster than the average for all occupation. So we have a lot of opportunity out there for tech professional. So if you can actually look at the graph, you'll see that the whole area, 70% is talking about technology, while every other sector is just taking 22%. So these are actually the reason why you need to embrace tech and also transition into tech. So what are the benefits also? Now we know that technology keeps advancing. We continue to hear a lot of newly innovation in the tech ecosystem. Now, one of it is the advancement of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So there has been a significant surge in job posting seeking AI and ML. So there is a huge, now I do have some persons that will come and meet me and say, Mr. Gostein, AI is going to take our job, or AI is going to take my job. So what I do tell people is this: if you don't follow the trend, AI will definitely take your job. Why is it so? Why? Because AI is actually tech, just like what we say, tech is an enabler. So you should be able to use an AI-driven tools, AI-driven tools to be able to work efficiently. So if you are not aware of those tools, if you don't get yourself acquainted with all those tools that could help you to work efficiently in your organization, that means AI is definitely going to take your job. That is it. Then we have other job roles like data scientists and analytics. This is actually high in demand. Why is it so? It's because vast volume of, let's say, yottabytes of data are being generated each and every day. And this huge amount of data, this big data, needs to be harnessed. We need to extract meaningful insight from this data. So for us to be able to achieve this insight, for us to be able to make sense of this data, we need data scientists that will be able to process this data, that will be able to harness this data and extract meaningful insight from our data set. So if I'm to move forward, I'm just bringing various emerging technologies and also existing technologies in the technological ecosystem. So we have software development and also DevOps. If you look at software development has been there since, and is still in demand. Why? Because application, if you talk about AI is still software, is still part of software development. So we keep coming up with various innovation, various ideas. How is it going to be used, or how is it going to be consumed? It's still going to be consuming both the user interface. So software developers they are still highly in demand. Then we also have something we call DevOps. When we look at this, and also let me just say this before I proceed. When you're making a research online, you see that, okay, I want to become a software developer, I want to become a cybersecurity specialist. Most of these job roles, as in for a beginner, it is not really for you. Let me just use DevOps. Let me just use DevOps as an example. DevOps is basically developers and operation. So if you've not been able to write, like, let me just say, basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript, that means you still have a long way to go. Then I have people that will just come and meet me, oh, I want to become a DevOps engineer. Good, you want to become a DevOps engineer, but there are basics or they are the foundation which you're supposed to start from. Not just saying that, oh, because tech, whenever you pick a career in tech, you just whenever you pick a particular skill setting, you just see it as a career. Don't just see that it's something that you are going to achieve it just within 3 months or just within 6 months or thereabout. It is a career. So you keep learning, you keep upskilling, you keep adding more tools to it so that you would end up achieving your end goal. That's for software development and DevOps. So we also have cybersecurity, which is very, very highly in demand. Now, for cybersecurity, I always say that how can you secure a technology how can you secure what you don't know how it works? So you definitely, cybersecurity it sits inside technology. So when you want to secure your tech, in as much as technology keeps coming up, we keep having new innovation, new invention, there is a huge demand for cybersecurity expert. So cybersecurity has come to stay, and it is for life. Let me just use that word. So anybody that is interested in going into cybersecurity, I know that Mr. Jerry definitely will still throw more light on that area. So we move ahead. We also have another emerging technology, which is very, very important: cloud computing. Cloud computing basically is with an accelerated shift to cloud-based infrastructure. Roles focusing on AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud have been around. So what is cloud computing? We understand that organizations are migrating their infrastructure to the cloud. Everybody right now every organization, they are actually migrating their data center, they're migrating their application from public cloud into a private cloud, a more secure environment, whereby it gives them the room to have a shared responsibility and all. So what does this mean? It means that there is a high demand. There are a lot of job roles for cloud engineers. So these are another areas which you definitely need to look out for. Now, part of the benefit of a tech career, growth opportunity due to innovation. I've already said that we have a lot of new invention, just like the ChatGPT, which everybody is talking about, and new innovation coming into the tech eco industry. So there is opportunity for you. You keep growing, you keep learning, because the tech world is basically continuous learning. You don't stop learning. You can be an expert in software development or an expert in data science. You still need to learn, because there are better tools out there you need to use so that it will help you to work efficiently. And also, constant learning is inevitable as long as you are transitioning into tech. So one other thing which I need to tell us about is why you should learn tech is, let me just use Nigeria as an example. We are currently having a bill for the e-governance from the Ministry of Communication, Innovation, and Digital Economy. So therefore, if this bill is is passed successfully, that means every government infrastructure, every government MDAs are going to migrate their workload from paper to less paper and paperless. So therefore means even some of the people that already have, or some people that already have job, they might end up losing their job if they don't try to upskill, if they don't follow the trend of maybe taking one or two tech skill and adding it into their portfolio. So there is actually a huge, there will, and also there is actually a huge demand for tech professional. Tech is actually for everybody. So we try as much as possible to keep up with the trend. So forging ahead, I want to tell you why you need to learn tech. The most important thing, one of the reasons is global remote work adoption rate. So I'm bringing in some statistical information to us. As of 2024, approximately 40% of the global workforce is engaged in some form of remote work. Now, what is this? I had a student that actually asked me, Mr. Gostein, you've acquired all these skills. Why are you still in Nigeria? I just communicated with the student. I told the student, there are a lot of tech professionals that are making a whole lot of money, even working from Nigeria. So you don't necessarily need to travel out. Now, let me give you an example. From Africa, or let me say Nigeria, we actually plan to learn tech, then travel. We plan to learn tech, then travel abroad. So we plan to learn tech and travel abroad. We plan to learn tech and travel abroad. Now, basically, what that means is that if I'm to also come in, I'll say that in India, let me use India as an example. In India, if in India, the US, let me say the US or the US government, most of the companies like Google, Amazon, and all of that, they have their branches also in India. Most of the tech professionals, they come from India. And if I have some of my friends that are actually working. I have some of my friends that are working they are from India, and they are working with Google and other bigger company. Why is it that they didn't migrate to US? The reason is because they feel that their country is actually okay for them. So they're actually making the same amount of money and all. So you can actually work from anywhere. That is the whole essence of you migrating or transitioning into tech. The next one is so remote work adoption rates in various industries. So if you look at this graph, we have technology as the leading job roles. We have finance, we have healthcare, we have education, we also have retail. So the next thing is how to grow in your tech career. How to grow in your tech career. The first strategies for career growth is build a strong foundation. So we definitely need to build a strong foundation in tech. So just like what I said initially, some persons, they just wake up, okay, I want to become a cloud security. For you to become a cloud security, there is a whole lot of thing you need to do, or there is a whole lot of, you are skipping a whole lot of steps. So what do? You try as much as possible. You go back. You don't just jump in and say, oh, I want to learn cloud security. There are basics. The basic, you need to understand tech, because it's quite difficult for some persons that are actually transitioning into tech to know the basic. So you don't just jump into, you need to understand, IT fundamentals and what is networking and other aspects of technology before you even start going into, and then you now move into the cloud platform before you start saying, okay, I want to become a cloud security professional. So these are actually these are one of the most important things. You need to build a strong foundation. Now, the next stage is you contribute to open source. So collaborate on projects to gain experience. So you don't just learn, after learning your, at least having your basic tech skill, You just need to try as much as possible to contribute to open source. We have a lot of open source too, or you can actually pair with one or two of your tech enthusiasts and see how you can come up with a project that will enhance your skill set. So just try and come up with a project that will enhance your skill set. Now we have stay updated and follow tech blogs. Very, very important. So you definitely need to, one thing that I've been able to grow my tech career is whenever I pick, let me just say, the last certification I got, when I said, okay, I want to upskill into data science, I picked up my social media account, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my Instagram. So I decided to follow all the tech professionals on all my social media platforms. So it therefore means that whenever I'm going to a social media, I'm not even deviated. After learning, I'm still going back to see that, okay, data science is this, and I just keep getting information. I keep learning. I keep growing every time. There are some concepts that I might not really understand at that particular point. What I will still do is that, since based on the fact that I try as much as possible to keep up with social media information, because they are tech experts that are always ready to drop some tips, some guides, and all. So I read through as I'm watching, as I'm seeing my social media account and all. I read through some tech information relating to my career. Let's say I'm trying to develop my skill in data science. So you go to blog, you read information, you get yourself well acquainted, because there are some times that there will be a time that you can actually learn you try to understand a concept, and every time you keep reading it, it doesn't really come. Just keep staying on it. Definitely you will understand the hidden principle behind it. That is just one way of you staying updated. You get tech news, what is trending in the industry and all. So we have network actively. So you need to network actively, engage on LinkedIn, attend meetups, and participate in online tech community. So this is very, very important. So you don't just, one thing is that there are some persons that have been able to interact with one or two. They actually, they decided to transition into tech. They went to various platforms, they paid for a course, they started learning. I've met with a lot of persons that have said, okay, I tried reading this, I tried learning R on the internet, I couldn't. So that is not the way. Tech is not a quick fix. It's not something that you can just pick up like that, and you need someone that will mentor you. You need to connect with like minds. So it is important you try as much as possible. Maybe you pay for a course, you register, and you join a community, you make friends. So your friend might be a bit smarter in the tech or in understanding the concept better than you. So you try as much as possible to see. So this will actually motivate you, other than you saying, okay, let me just go and pay for a course online and start, because at some point you get discouraged because there is a particular concept the instructor is trying to bring up to speed, and you are not getting it. So you just you become lost. So it's better for you to, at some point, just meet a physical instructor and let somebody help you out, network with people on LinkedIn, on all these platforms. So these are basically strategies for career growth. So the next stage is actually you documenting your journey. So this other stage is very, very important. And I'm definitely going to bring up some accounts which will help you guys out. All right. So how to document your journey? First is you using your updating your LinkedIn. So let me just see. Okay. Okay, thank you. So let me stop sharing this. I want to bring up a LinkedIn, so that I just want to guide you guys on how to prepare a proper LinkedIn account. Okay. All right. Thank you. Stop sharing. All right. So guys, can you see my screen? Is my screen visible? Hello, guys. I need a yes from you. Is my screen visible? Okay. All right. Thank you. So this is actually a LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn profile. I'll still bring up Anne's own. So what do? You have your header. You need to create your banner. From there, you need to construct your header. This is what certified data scientist, NLP, machine learning, MLOps, AWS, Python, mentor, passionate about training statistics, maths, and explaining data science to non-technical business audience. So this is actually my header. So anybody that comes to my LinkedIn profile, he or she will definitely see that, okay, God's time is into data. It's more of data and all. Not that I'm not a software engineer. Yeah, I just decided to. So if you scroll down, you'll see that, okay, it's activity is my analytics. From there, you read my about. This is basically my about. You go down, you see my featured. These are my featured. Then if you scroll down, these are my activities. These are the activities which has been going on. Then my experience. This is you need to highlight your experience, data science, neo cloud technology, and Rubik's. So you still go down. This is my education. This is my license and certification. So you upload your license as you're making progress along. You upload your certifications. Then I actually uploaded a project to do. I have a lot of projects which I've worked on. So this is just one of the projects which I've worked on. Volunteering. I've been over the past years. I've been volunteering for schools and all. Then this is actually a recommendation, honors, and award. So you need to have a LinkedIn account, or you need to have a LinkedIn account. Document your progress. Now, one thing I want to say about LinkedIn. So let me just look at another account, which supposed to be a lady, I think, Anne. Okay. So let me just open up Anne's account here. So this is Anne. This is Anne Usan. You see that she's a cloud educator, AWS certified solution architect, AWS Cloud Club certified instructor. You scroll down, you see her about. So these are actually an example. You can use this to see how you can structure your own LinkedIn profile. One thing I would like to say about LinkedIn is this. Over the past years, I've been able to update. Whenever I make a progress, I update. I join a lot of network, community, and all. One testimony I'll just say quickly is from my LinkedIn account, I've been able to meet a friend, actually Nigerian. He is a Nigerian, currently in US.
That is true.
I met him based on the fact that I've been updating my LinkedIn. I've been updating my progress with data science. Everything I do on data science, I try and post it. So the guy was like, one other thing I'll also tell you guys is that people are actually watching. It's not about the comments, it's not about the likes and all. So you just keep updating your progress, put it out there, let people know that, okay, you are actually doing this thing. So luckily the guy actually reached out to me. Oh, he said, I got time. I like you. I like what you're doing, your progress and all. Because of our relationship, he decided to come to Nigeria. We met here in Nigeria. From there, he decided to register for a course, and I was able to train him on cloud computing. So this is just basically the power of you telling people, okay, this is my progress, this is how far I've gone, this is my stage. It is very, very important. Some persons, they end up and they get job from this LinkedIn. So it is important you update your progress as you keep growing in your tech journey. So I will stop this and share back my Okay. All right. So that's about LinkedIn. Then the next one is GitHub contribution. So you need to have a GitHub account. Be it you are a cybersecurity professional, be it you are developer, especially for the developers, you definitely need to have a GitHub account. Your GitHub account will, like sometimes I employ people for NeoCloud. So whenever I see their CV, I'll look at your CV. Where is your GitHub account? I want to see your repo. So when I look at your repo, you tell me that, okay, I've been into this for the past 2 years, and I just realized that you uploaded something on your repo or your project on your repo just 2 weeks ago. So that alone, it's just a no for me. That means you're just lying. So it's good that you try as much as possible. You're making progress. You try and update it, upload it on your GitHub. And one thing I also like to say is this: your GitHub is actually your tech social media account. So you try as much as possible. You've made a little progress. Just document it. You might not be as good, but when you are documenting it, it's helping you to go back and learn that particular concept very well, so that you become perfect with it. So it is good that you document your progress. It is good that you upload most of your project on your GitHub account. Then blogging and personal website. Another important aspect of you documenting your journey is you creating, if you can't pay for a hosting, you can actually go for a free blog. Then there is Medium. You can actually create an account there and upload most of your progress, what you've been able to work on, so that when you are presenting it to potential recruiters, they will definitely see that, okay, this person has made this progress years back, or 3 months ago, or 4 months ago. So it keeps that the recruiter, you are giving the recruiter an insight to when you started, if your progress is enough for them to employ you or not. So it is very, very important for you to document your journey. So at this stage, I will definitely call on Mr. Jerry to take over and talk about writing a winning tech standard CV. So Mr. Jerry, over to you, sir. Thank you.
All right. So, thank you so much, Mr. Gostime. Can we all see and hear me? Hello. Oh, thank you so much. That's perfect. All right. So now we're going to be talking about writing a tech winning CV. There are so many components that every recruiter actually look out for when you're also putting out a CV out there. And these components are things that we're going to be looking out in details. And we have stuffs that you need to highlight, like your tech skills. You have to also customize your CV to match the exact job description that you're actually applying for. We are going to look at how you can include internship, freelance job, projects, and all that into your CV. We're going to also look at how you can make your CV very simple and readable. I'm going to pull up a CV I prepared for this specific purpose. Let me open that. Just hold on. All right. So this is one of my CVs, one of my numerous CVs. So I have a lot of CVs out there. So this is one of my CVs. I'm going to use this for example. Now, if you see, this is actually, can we see my screen? Hello, are we there?
Yes, we can see it.
All right, perfect. So
Yes.
now this is one of my CVs I have actually prepared for this particular purpose. Now on this CV, we're going to be actually be looking at a lot of things that has to do with how the CV was created and what I had to look at to make sure that the CV actually gets the exact elements that it needed, that the recruiter was actually expecting to see. Now, first of all, when creating your CV, you first of all start with your name. There's something called the F structure of writing CV. And also, a lot of web developers and web designers should also know how that works as well too, because when you're reading information, there's a structure at which you read informations on the website or basic information as well too. You read in bits. So the flow actually goes like the flow of F. You understand? So that is how you actually create your CV. And the CV actually comes in various phases as well. So for example, what I have here, I actually started off with a professional summary. Now you can see how the professional summary is crafted. It's not like the basic summary that we all have. So I started off with actually stating out my career experience and my profession. That's what I started off with. Where I'm actually looking at, I am a certified cybersecurity professional with over 17 years experience in IT, in the IT sector. So the 70 years in the IT sector does not mean that I'm a cybersecurity professional for 17 years. That is why I had to now go back and also reiterate it here on the second part of the statement, which I said including 8 years dedicated in cybersecurity, information security, and IT operations. So in entirety, in the IT, my whole IT career, I've actually spent 17 years. So the next part, say I've successfully implemented security solutions that significantly reduced. I have to now start selling myself, creating solutions that actually reduced the impact of incidents, their impact on business operations and also organizations that I've actually worked with, like healthcare industry. I've worked with in the healthcare industry, advertisement industry, legal industry, and also the technology industry. So that brings us down to where I now put my focus, which is what I'm currently focused on and what I'm actually doing. Now, what I'm currently focused on is AI and machine learning that actually enables me to develop intelligent systems that actually tackle threat detections and enhancing responses in cybersecurity. So now, for specifically, I've actually designed tools like incident response, risk management, and also integrating security measures in IT frameworks. So those are various frameworks in the IT industry. So after that, for the closing, I have to now look at how I can get a call to action to my professional summary. So on the call to action statement, I just said I'm actually ready to engage with teams, innovative teams. You can add your location there to actually support and achieve business objective in the expert. So after that, you can see below that I have all my certification. These are not all though. So these are the certification that is specific for that particular role. So I usually don't add all my certifications in any particular CV I'm actually pushing out for a job or I'm actually applying for a job for. So you select specific certifications that suits that particular role. So on selecting those certifications, those certifications are what would actually help you to push through on that particular role. So you can see I have certifications on artificial intelligence, certifications on machine learning, certifications on is from EC Council, where I have Scrum, digital forensic, network defense, SQL injection. I also have certifications on as a cybersecurity technician. Have certifications on ethical hacking, foundations to hacking and pen testing in Android development, Android app development, and also advanced open source intelligence and privacy. There is also certifications in web development, using Java technology, and also introduction into computing and IT power. there's also a certification there in design, because now the major reason why the design certification is there is because sometimes they would look at if you have the creative skill to actually manipulate some exact kind of operations and tools as well. So that brings me down to my recent and relevant professions. So on your recent and relevant professions, you need to actually make these very specific. And when you're making it specific, you need to tie it down to how you have actually helped to increase that particular organization, or how you have helped to build that particular organization on your CV. So now I started off with key accomplishments, what I've actually accomplished. You can see where I have like real-time monitoring. Because of time, I'm going to just see how I can run through it. Real-time monitoring and security alerts and log incidents, identifying responses and potential security threats or incidents, reducing them by 40% in the organization. Now, there's also an aspect of where I've developed threat intelligence briefs, as also conducting comprehensive analysis and enterprise security risks tactical strategies as well too. And I've also helped in investigating and analyzing security incidents and also events, and facilitates trainings for various organizations like Bank of Uganda, West African Monetary Agency. We have health insurance agencies, legal firms, and also some other government organizations here in Nigeria, and both outside Nigeria as well. And I also created an AI machine learning algorithm that also improves the detection of unusual activities, boosting cybersecurity by 30%. If you look at it, you find that everything has like a degree at which I've actually been able to help to boost or achieve success in that particular role I've actually been handling. Then we also have I also have various other roles. Sorry about this. I hope we can still see. We also have various other roles that I've actually handled. There are roles for brand strategies and IT support specialists. There are also roles for visual design manager. There are also roles for IT support, web solutions, security, and network administrator as well. So these are like various roles I've actually handled in the organization. Then I also have my training aspect as well too. The training aspect that I've actually handled. So I said I'm actually a training instructor and facilitator, handling cybersecurity risk, ethical hacking and threat intelligence, network fundamentals, fundamental of computer, Dex Office Essential, graphic design, and all that. So these are roles, including my educational background as well. Now, if you actually, after that, we actually move to where you have strengths, key strengths. So here you list out your key strengths. What actually makes you, what you feel like you're actually stronger in handling in an organization. So cybersecurity, pen testing, vulnerability assessments, artificial intelligence and machine learning, IT infrastructure and networking, web development, scripting, communication, leadership, and also design thinking. Those are where I actually have my strengths in. And also for languages, I have German speaking. I'm a German speaker, A2, and also I speak English as my official language. So this is what a CV, a winning CV actually looks like. I believe that after this, I'm going to have a lot of questions. So there are other things that we're going to also look at. Let me go back to my slide. There are other things we're going to also look at. We're going to look at common mistakes that you can avoid. Common mistake that you can avoid. Always try as much as possible to preview your CV. Go back to it over and over and over to make sure that you get it right. try to be honest when you're actually putting out your skill sets there. Don't overhype yourself. You understand? Then don't try to put too much information. Just keep it what is relevant for that particular role. And another thing is missing contacts. If you're actually going to be putting information there should be an email, there should also be a LinkedIn account. If possible, you can add at least 2 phone numbers to each of the CVs that you're actually putting out there. Another thing we're going to be looking at right now is what recruiters expect. So I have also recruited for various agencies as well, and I actually know what I expect from persons when I'm looking at employing a lot of people into organizations. So their key competencies I actually look out for technically. I look at your problem solving skills. So first of all, if you approach me and say you want to work for XYZ company, you want to work for XYZ company and you're actually coming in for a job. First of all, I ask you what type of skills do you have? What are your skill sets? So from those skill sets, I would know exactly what's where you're actually heading to. If you're one of those people that are ready to serve and also deliver on projects, or you're just there because of the huge salary that is going to be paid to you. You understand? And most of the time, most of the people that actually get the jobs are people that are ready to deliver on these jobs, on these roles as well. So we look at the problem solving skills, their real world experience as well too. How experienced is this person? What has the person done? So most times when you're done learning most of these tech skills, it's advisable that you just go online and pick up projects for yourself. There are lots of boot camps happening out there. Attend the boot camps. When you attend boot camps, you learn real life projects. You learn real life projects, solving real life problems as well. Once you're done with that, you would actually be able to upload those projects on your GitHub, send informations about the project on your LinkedIn and thereabouts. You get, like Mr. Augustine said, you try as much as possible to keep tabs on what you've actually done so far in the industry. Then we also have soft skills, communication skills, how you communicate, how you talk, and how you respond to problems as well. How you can adapt to problem, how you can adapt to learning. One of the major thing I actually look out for people that I help when I actually help companies in getting those jobs, when I help companies in recruiting staff, one of the major thing I look out for are people that can also train and teach others. Yeah, that's one of the major thing I also look out for. So when you have a teachable spirit, you can learn and you are able to also train and teach others, then you're a good fit for the role. Because at the end of the day, what you actually do in the organization is just like 60%. And the remaining 40% depends on how you actually communicate and how you pass down knowledge to other persons as well. You understand? So there's also that aspect of learning as well. Then we have strong portfolio. You have to get a strong portfolio, like Mr. Gostheim said, either on GitHub, your blog, or your LinkedIn. And also you have to tailor your CV. Now your every CV has to be tailored specifically to a specific job role. And recently, the aspect of ATS actually got in vogue, whereby right now AIs are actually the ones that write out those informations that actually goes for job description. And after that, when the CVs actually come in, the AI is the same mechanism, that the same technology that they use to sort out the CV for the first stage. After they sort out the CV for this first stage, before it gets to the recruiter that would now start looking at this CV. Now the recruiter looks at this CV very fast. In less than 3 minutes, the recruiter should be able to tell if you're a good fit for that particular role or if you're not a good fit for that particular role. So you should tailor your CV, use specific words, use specific phrases, make it readable, that in less than 60 seconds, someone can actually scan through your CV using the F structure of scanning and also get informations that are relevant for that particular job. So for example, in order for you to actually do this efficiently, you can easily just copy the description of that job, take it to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can help you. Take it to ChatGPT, paste that job description there. ChatGPT has a feature now where you can upload documents. So you can upload your comprehensive CV that you have, upload it on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to actually tailor the job description to that CV that you have. So it's not that after ChatGPT tailors it, you just take it like that and submit it for the job. No. What you now do is that you take that result that ChatGPT has given to you, take that result and step by step, go through it step by step and rephrase and rewrite those informations and write those things down for it to suit that particular job that you're actually going for. So when you do that, you're actually sure that you would actually gain that particular job role. Next, we're going to be looking at how to find these job opportunities. There are various platforms you can find these job opportunities. There are job boards out there. We have, in Nigeria, we have Jobberman. There are several other ones. We have Indeed, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, Angel List. We also have freelance platforms where you have Upwork, Fiverr, and also TopTail. There's also tech-specific websites where you can also find job. We have Stack Overflow jobs and also GitHub jobs where you can find tech-specific jobs. You also have networking and referrals events is also good, and it's one of the most important aspects to getting a job easily. You have to network. You have to find a way to go to tech events. You have to find a way to meet people and volunteer for organizations. So I have one of the interns that has actually served here in NeoCloud Technology who actually volunteered. She just wanted to volunteer to actually serve here in NeoCloud Technology. And today she's actually doing well where she is currently, because when she volunteered, she was able to learn a lot. She knew nothing. She did not even know how to use computer. And she just came in and said she wanted to volunteer in the organization. She works somewhere. She has a regular job that she does, but she wants to be coming here on specific days just to volunteer. Any task we give to her, she actually attends to it. She learns on the job. While she was learning, she was building herself. She was building her skill set, her career. At the end of the day, she had a complete skill set for that particular tech role. And today she's actually in Canada. She's working. She's doing very well for herself. So I think I would also take questions when I think a lot of us actually have several questions as well to ask me concerning this. So right now I'm going to actually call on Mr. Gostheim to conclude with this aspect of it, where we're going to be talking about the tech community and also the tech fair. Mr. Gostheim, so over to you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jerry. Okay, don't worry, you can stop sharing your screen so that we'll do that. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. That was wonderful. A lot of insight on how you can actually prep your CV or write a winning CV. All right, so NeoCloud Tech Community Career Fair. So basically, what we are going to give you in NeoCloud Technology is we just try to see how we come up with this and let you know that, okay, for our already enrolled student or tech enthusiast, what we are going to do is that we are going to guide you. As you are learning, we'll definitely guide you on how to at least write a winning CV, just like Mr. Jerry has been able to put us through. And also, we should be able to guide you on other soft skills. It's not just, there are some persons that they just focus on tech, on the high skill, maybe coding and all. But there are other soft skills like problem-solving skill, communication skills. These are other areas which we will be prepping you, because in our if you're doing a training with us, definitely every week, 2 weeks and all, you always have presentation. So the presentation will help you with your communication skill, because it's not just presenting your CV, it's how you can actually sell yourself to your potential recruiter. So that is also very, very important. There are some persons that are very good, but the ability for them to sell themselves to the potential recruiters is also a problem. So we try as much as possible to build you in all of this area. Make sure that you create a portfolio, your project, you have a project that you can actually showcase and say to your recruiter, okay, this is what I've been able to. You should be able to whenever, because at some point, like, your recruiters will definitely give you, try to engage you. If you align on the project, it will definitely show. And one other thing which I need to also throw more light on is, when you're writing your CV, please don't exaggerate. Don't lie on. If you are not a Java, if you've never written Java, if you are not good with Java, please don't lie. If you are not good with Python, please don't lie. Just be honest with yourself. Just be realistic. Because I've been able to employ a developer that said he can do heaven and earth. After giving him an employment letter, I say, okay, oh yeah, come and build the application that you said you can. The guy started misbehaving and he couldn't even meet up to standard. And we're like, your CV was super. So you can actually write this whole super CV, but the main thing is for you to be practically inclined. You need to be good with whatever that is on your CV. So these are the things which we are going to help you out to make sure that our primary aim is to make sure that you guys succeed. You succeed in your tech career. I don't just want to see that, okay, somebody did a 3-month course with us or 6 months, and at the end, he's now selling akara, or he has started a different business. So leaving the tech career path, I won't really feel happy about it. So our primary aim is to see how we can actually help you. And one other benefit you have in our community, in our tech, NeoCloud Tech community, is that whenever you have a potential interview, whenever you have an interview, we'll create a mock interview for you, which will going to help you, tell you, guide you on what you're going to expect from your recruiter. So thank you so much. So the next stage which we are going to look at right now is play a game to win a prize. And over to you. Hello, Anne, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Please, can we hear me?
Over to you.
All right. Thank you once again. Thank you very much, Mr. Godtime, and thank you very much, Mr. Jerry. Thank you for the powerful session that you've delivered. Personally, I learned a lot from this session, and I want to believe that a lot of persons here, I think we are about 48 persons. I want to believe that each and every one of us has actually taken more than one thing. They usually say, take one thing home, but I'm saying take more than one thing home. So don't just pick one, but a lot of, should I call them instructions, or the right steps to take have been given. So please, with that, I want you to take something home. And also, I've been seeing a lot of questions coming in from on the chat. So please, if you have more questions, do well to ask. There will be a time for the Q&A session. And remember, your goal is to go back with clarity, right? So ask questions, whether it's about the CV, whether it's about growing in your tech field, please ask questions. We have experts here. You have seen Mr. Jerry's CV. It's not a CV of somebody that started tech last year. Over more than 10 years, I think about 17 years of experience. So we are not joking here at all. So please ask your questions. And I want you to also, before we go ahead to the game, because there is actually a game session, and we would have a winner. So before we go ahead, I want you to first of all celebrate Mr. Jerry and Mr. Godstime. Let's specially celebrate them for the beautiful value that they shared with us. So please, in the chat, just say thank you, Mr. Jerry. Thank you, Mr. Godstime. Please, let's just do that in about 10 seconds. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. Thank you, Mr. Godstime. Let's appreciate them for what they've shared with us. This is actually a free training, and it's not sometimes when you go out there, you will see that to learn how to write a winning CV, you have to pay a certain amount of money, or to learn how to craft an optimized LinkedIn profile, you have to pay some money. So please, let's appreciate them. All right, thank you. I can see many appreciations in the chat. Let's keep them coming. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, so we are going to go right into the game right now. And for this game, it's not just an empty game, but it's a game that is coming with a prize. And you can guess already, what do you think that prize would be? Coming from an IT company, what do you think that would be? All right, so we are going to be having one winner, and the game is very simple game. And the winner, I think, let me announce the prize first. The winner is going to have a discount, a 50% discount on any course of their choice. So if you want to learn cloud computing, for example, and the cost of cloud computing is about 300,000, understand that you're going to have a 50% slash. So instead of paying 300,000, you pay 150,000 for a 3 months training or for a 4 months training. That's really amazing. So please, I want you to get on your feet, and where you should be for this game is in the chat section, because we are going to be getting the first person who responds to the question. So if you're not fast enough, I'm so sorry in advance, but I'm hoping that somebody wins, which I know somebody will. So the question is simple, or the game is simple. You're going to be guessing the number. Very simple. So you would guess a number, whether the number is number 1, whether it's 100, whether it's 200. So you're going to guess a number, and we are going to start now. Okay, Mr. Godstime is going to be projecting this for us. Mr. Godstime, please, are you ready, sir? Michelle is already saying number 11. Don't worry, this thing is it's not going to go round, but it will go round. Just hold on, I'll tell you when to start. Once Mr. Godstime starts sharing his screen, we can start. All right, so like I said, you're going to guess a number. And I want you to guess a number. There is no exact range for the number, but just know that it is a number. It's not an alphabet. So let's keep it coming in the chat. I'm watching the chat. Remember, the first person to guess the right number.
Okay.
I'm good. Okay.
Okay, and let's try and do it like this. The number ranges from, let's have a range so that we'll not keep everybody hanging and all. So the number ranges from 1 to 50. So from 1 to 50, just choose a number, and that is it.
Keep the responses coming in. So we are going to stop at exactly 8:29. So we'll stop at exactly 8:29. So just keep it coming in.
Who is that? I have to think if there's any specific number like that.
All right, so the time closes now. We said so the time has closed on Rachel. Rachel is even guessing two numbers. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. So we are going to see who actually got this right. Right, I'm going through the chat to see who actually got the number right. And Mr. Godstime, please, you may want to show us the number. Let's see who the lucky winner is. Okay, so our mystery number is 29. All these people that are saying 618, I'm not sure. Okay, so we have Charles Ayenigba. I hope I got that right. So Charles is the first person that said 29. And Charles, did you cheat? I hope you didn't cheat. If you did, tell us in the chat. But Charles, congratulations. And Awamba is saying 29 now that he has seen it. So Charles, congratulations. So you could just drop your phone number in the chat so we are able to reach back to you. Congratulations, Charles. Please let's celebrate him. All right. No, you didn't, right? All right, so just drop your number in the chat, or your email. Drop your email rather, not your number. Drop your email so we can reach you via email. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for participating. Imagine somebody said 25.3. I don't. All right, so let's go ahead with questions. So we have a lot of questions coming in. And remember, if you have a question, please do well to still ask your question. Okay, so I'm going to read the few questions that we have here. So the very first question that came in was from, though the person's name is iPhone, but I know the person has a real name. The person's question is, what is the hope for a business analyst? What is the hope for a business analyst?
Okay, so let me just put a face to this. And okay, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Great, good. So, Anne, please, what's the first question so I can do justice to that in a jiffy? Thank you.
Okay, sir. The first question is, what is the hope for a business analyst?
Okay, so to answer that question, the hope for a business analyst is enormous, and because a lot of businesses have now moved from the conventional way of doing business to business that is done right and business that is done based on data insight. So the hope for a business analyst in this context simply means that you will be needed across all facets within the business ecosystem, where you can help these founders or pioneers or owner of business to be able to make informed decisions based on probably their sales, their recruitment processes, their finance, their expenditures, and all of that. So we are now moving from the conventional, from the traditional way of doing businesses to the tech business component. So that simply means that business analysts will be sought after. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, sir.
Great, good. So I said, so for the business analyst people, they have enormous role to play within the business community. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So just before we continue, this session is actually a Q&A session with the CEO of NeoCloud Technologies. So please understand that the person that is answering your question is somebody with several years of experience. And I mean several years. So it's a it's a privilege and a great honor to have the CEO here with us answer your questions. So thank you very much, sir, for coming around and doing justice to the questions that have been asked. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so over to the second question is from Ajala. Ajala said, what is the basic thing to learn for someone that is transiting into machine learning?
Okay, so machine learning, AI, data science has to do with data. So the first thing first, they should be able to understand the nitty-gritty. So you see, when you say machine learning, right? So you're not talking about the engineering process within the data science terrain. So first thing first, they should be able to understand the fundamentals of data first. So that is a key component they should be able to look at before jumping into machine learning. So what I would want to advise for those that are transitioning into tech, right? Tech is not a rocket science. You should know that. And studying tech is easy. So first thing you should be able to look at is for you to be able to understand the step-by-step guide to achieving those components. Look, let's say, for example, you want to go into machine learning, but you don't even understand what the basic of IT is all about. So you will definitely struggle to be able to thrive in such field, because when you're doing machine learning, there are some definition of terms that you're going to hear and you'll be like, where is this coming from? But if you don't understand the foundational knowledge of what gave birth to the rise of machine learning, you would definitely struggle with it. So I would advise you start from the basic of computing, understanding what data is all about before data science, machine learning, AI, or MLOps, or anything the person want to go into. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that response. So we have another question here from Michelle. Well, I hope the people that ask these questions, Ajala, iPhone user, I hope you're able to get the right responses. So we have a question from Michelle. For a total novice with little background in designing skill, what kind of tech skills can you advise this person?
So if I must, let me rephrase it again. So the person want to go into designing, right? And have no knowledge.
No, she has a little background in designing, so she
Okay.
wants to know the kind of tech skills she can go into.
So from where she got that little knowledge from, right? That's where she's going to develop herself from. So let's say, for example, she got the design knowledge from, let's say, UI UX, right? So she should get her career path within that UI UX, then study more. Let's say, for example, she learned her own design skill with CorelDRAW, right? She might decide to upskill, learning skill like Adobe Illustrator and all that to enhance her career skill set. Not that she's going to deviate from that point. So tech gives you flexibility to transit from point A to point B. Do you understand that? So that's also, she's on the right path. What she just have to do is to look at more sophisticated tool within the confine of what she's currently doing, then upskill. So I think she's on the right path.
All right, once again, thank you so much, sir. So we have a question, Michelle, I hope you got that right. So we have a question here also from Mbakwe.
Okay, sorry. I think I should address one issue. Somebody said the CEO, not the nickname. Okay, my name is Edwin Omori. Hope you got that right. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, so we have another question from Mbakwe, though he directed the question to Mr. Jerry, but the question is, how do I craft a compelling CV for a tech career when I have limited professional experience in the field?
So I think I should be able to also address that, right?
Very well, sir.
I think I was able to jump into the session when Gosan was speaking. For you to write a story, a compelling CV, you should be able to document your journey. So what makes a CV unique has to do with the years of experience that you've been on that field. So there's something I always tell people, there's always a first step towards this tech career. We all started with the QWERTY keyboards. We all started with QWERTY, then we now advance. So you document your journey. So let's say, for example, your skill set for 2025 is HTML and CSS. You have to document it. Then you use it to apply for a job that is related to that your newly found skill set that you've been able to acquire. Then you now build on it. As you're building on yourself, you are building your CV. So for you to have a compelling CV simply means that you must have actually built up what I call your compelling job life. So the more sophisticated you are based on the years you spent in the job, it will definitely reflect on your CV. Okay?
All right, thank you very much, sir. That question was from Mbakwe. All right, so we have another question from David. David says, as someone who is currently in the financial sector in risk management and compliance, and is also passionate about tech, which course in tech can I go for to make me more efficient in my job?
Okay, great, good. So I would recommend the GROC, which is the Government Risk and Compliance, which is a course under the cybersecurity ecosystem, right? But most times you see a lot of people want to dabble into government risk and compliance because they do believe that, okay, probably they're in the financial sector, or probably they want to go into cybersecurity, or probably they want to go into the tech part of IT that does not require coding, writing program, maybe Python and all of that, bash scripting. But you see, they will also struggle a bit because how do you set up policies, right, in compliance that will be able to shape how your organizational culture transits towards a particular area within your organizational framework without understanding how this various technology works. So let's say, for example, you're writing a policy for BYOD. So why are you writing such policies? So that you should be able to protect probably the company intellectual property and also be able to monitor the traffic that comes in and go out from the organization infrastructure. So I always advise people that even if you want to go into the non-technical part of tech, you should be able to have little knowledge, even if it is a C, right? A C knowledge to help you to be able to function well in any field you find yourself within the tech space. Any other question?
Yes, we have just a few more questions. We have 3 more questions. And the next is from Amadi. Amadi says, how relevant is network security as a career path in cybersecurity?
Sorry, Anne, please, let me get that question again, please.
Okay, how relevant is network security as a career path in cybersecurity?
Well, this is a very, very important question. So, when you talk about cybersecurity, as the case may be, there cannot be a cyber attack without network, without interconnectivity or computer system. So, network security is the life wire of cybersecurity. It is the core component because every cyber attack must go through the network phase, right? So network security is very, very important. In fact, networking is a requirement for you to do cybersecurity effectively, okay? So how relevant is network security as a career path in cybersecurity? It is 100% relevant because without a network being established, a cyber attack cannot take place. So network security is very, very important. Is the heartbeat of the cybersecurity lifeline.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So I'm hoping that your questions are being answered. For those who have asked questions, please do well to indicate in the chats that yes, your questions have been answered. And we have another question from Amma. Amma says, what tech courses should I learn to be an expert in data science?
So okay. So fortunate for us, for you, Amma, at NeoCloud, we currently do data science. So if you're currently doing data science with us, you're already in the right path to become an expert in data science. So what's the next question?
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that response. So we have one more question from Charles. Please, what career progression or learning path would you recommend for someone with intermediate Linux skills, especially Kali Linux and Ubuntu, and a strong interest in IT, but who is still new to the field of cybersecurity?
Okay, great, good. So, Charles, that's a very, very important question. So, since you already have basic or intermediate knowledge with Linux keys and Kali Linux and Ubuntu, so what I will advise you do is that when you're done with this, you should focus on OffSec, which is probably offensive security. And so I think you're on the right path. So focus on offensive security and ethical hacking. So with this skill set of Linux skill set, because the Kali Linux is built on the Linux distro, of course, that's a very, very important software that is needed within the cybersecurity field. So you're on the right path, and I think you're doing well. So just keep honing your skill within the Linux and the Ubuntu distros. So you're on the right path, Charles. Any other question?
Just one more question. Okay, so this is from Dan Everlex. He says, for an administrator and policy analyst, what tech skill is needed to be more efficient in the field?
So two skill sets I think you would need. First, you should learn IT support. So the IT support skill set covers bit by bit of various IT processes. So from the hardware to the software to the network and then also to the infrastructure. Then as a policy analyst, you should also pick up the GRC skill set, which is going to do justice to what you're currently doing, which is the governance risk as well as compliance. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Edwin, for taking out the time to respond to each of these questions. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your time and we appreciate the responses you've given. And in the chat, we are having people saying thank you as well, that they've had clarity on the questions that they asked. All right, thank you very much, sir. So we are gradually coming to the end of today's event. And just before we go, just a few things to note, especially for those who are completely new, or this is the first time you've heard about new cloud technologies. So there's a lot about new cloud technologies. We offer not just training solutions, but we also help you build solutions. And like I said before, we work towards exceeding the customer's expectations. So if you have necessary things that you would want us to build, necessary IT products, digital products that you want us to build, feel free to reach out to us. If you want to undergo any form of training across various tech fields, feel free to reach out to us. So I'm going to be dropping our website link in the chat. So you can reach us via our website. You see the contact details there. You can check us out on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook as well. You can shoot us a message and we'll be glad to respond to you. And we are waiting and we are welcoming you in advance already, because we know that we are going to have more people come to us. And someone said, I wish you offer online classes. That was not a question, so I didn't ask. So yes, don't wish, okay? New Cloud Technologies, we offer online classes. We offer weekend classes. We offer weekday classes. So we have different packages to fit and meet your need. So not to worry if it's online, we have it covered. We have you covered. So do well to reach out to us. Check out our website to know more about us. And before we end this section, yes, and private classes, somebody added, thank you. So before we end this session, I would love to pass the mic to Mr. Jerry or Mr. Godtime, if they have anything to add just before we end the session. Mr. Jerry, Mr. Godtime, please, anything from your end?
Hi, can you hear me?
Very
Hello?
well, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So, some quick take home from all of this, everything that we've actually said so far. Number one, we should actually look at how we can optimize our CVs, sorry, our LinkedIn profiles. So optimizing your LinkedIn profiles, you actually learn how to create clear headlines. That's number one. Get a good professional shots. It doesn't have to be like a professional photograph. You have to, you can actually, we have smartphones that can take good pictures. take a good picture and upload it there. Then tailor your about section on your LinkedIn and also your header, your headline as well. Let it actually remain focused on what you're actually doing. Make sure that it actually offers what potential employers would actually look at and would want to relate with. Secondly, what hiring managers expect from you. You have to keep keep working on your skills. Your skills are just a part of your equation, part of the equation to actually build you up as a professional. And also, hiring managers actually prioritize personality and also team fit. Someone that is ready to work with a team player, and also someone that alongside is technically inclined as well with that particular role. Then also look at how you can brand yourself personally. There's something called personal branding. It also matters as well. Build your personal brand. You can actually open it can actually open unexpected careers for you and opportunities for you out there. Always be willing to educate others and also stand out amongst other employees. Number 3, we should also look at exploring cybersecurity, exploring a lot of parts in your field. Now, in data analytics, there are also various other aspects of data analytics, cloud computing, there are various aspects of cloud computing, cybersecurity, there are various aspects of cybersecurity. So like the CEO would always say, the sky is too wide for everybody to fly. Don't feel like you have to learn one particular skill. At the end of the day, if you're actually going to get a job, they can actually use a different name for that particular role that you're going to apply for. Let me use cybersecurity as an example because that is my core core field. For example, you're actually a SOC analyst and you want to apply for a role in SOC analyst. You can actually see like something like a role in network security engineer. That network security engineer also has SOC analysts skill sets still inclusive inside of it. So don't feel like you don't need those other skill sets. Try as much as possible to also explore other options. Then we also have navigating your job market. Try as much as possible to go around, check out job markets. There's a lot and lot of jobs out there. Remote jobs, physical jobs, and all that. There are lots of jobs out there that you can actually also harness. Expand your job search and also create strategies that you can use to apply. One thing I would want to advise us is when you actually get a rejection, don't take it personal because you're actually working yourself you're actually trying to apply for the same role with professionals who are master's degree holders in that particular field that you're actually applying on. You have master's degree holders, PhD holders, they are also applying with you on that particular role. So when you get a rejection, don't feel like that is the end. Just keep applying. You would get the job. So optimize your CV and make sure you structure your CV, tailor your CV to actually match up that particular job you're looking at. Try as much as possible to stay away from one-page CV. A lot of recruiters would not actually see your full potential on a one-page CV. Also, try to use the F pattern. And most of the jobs that you're actually applying for, sometimes they might require a Europass CV. There are different types of CVs out there. So make sure you know the exact CV required for that particular job before you go for it. Then career changers as well too. For those transitioning from a particular career, try as much as possible to emphasize on the transferable skills, those skills that you transferred from one particular career to another career. And also build a personal brand. I will talk about it again, building a personal brand. Try to provide value first. If you're actually trying to get a job somewhere, push out value. What are you going to be offering to that organization first? Create a successful network for yourself. And also it's all about value. Everything is just all about value. You understand? The more value you give, I think Mr. Gostein emphasized about that as well. The more value you give to an organization, the more you tend to actually earn from that particular organization. and IT is not a quick fix. So just try as much as possible to be patient. IT is a patient, is actually a patient skill set. Quality over quantity in networks. So try to get quality friends, try to get quality network, try to create quality relationship. You don't try to keep about 20 persons that are doing the same role, that are actually working in the same field with you. Try as much as possible. If you have 5 that are pushing you to the next level, stick with those 5. Don't get 20. Stay consistent in your personal branding. Stay consistent in your personal branding. Build your portfolio. Create a large community for yourself. YouTube, there's YouTube there, there's GitHub. You can also use Canva to create some very good, nice portfolio for yourself as well too. Try and educate others. The small topics that you talk about, this little education that you give out to people, those small topics you actually talk about, actually demonstrate or speak to potential employers on how they can actually see you. You understand? There's a mindset that you also need to keep towards getting good jobs and also your personal growth. Self-reflection, sometimes sit back and look at where you actually started from, how far you've gone, what's new you've learned, you understand? And also try to unlock your inner potentials. There's actually a success when you tap into your inner potential. You might not know you can actually do or handle some certain roles. Sometimes people actually tell me they can't learn programming, they don't understand programming in cybersecurity. It's not that you can't learn programming, it's the person that taught you. If you actually meet the right person and the right person teach you or passes that knowledge to you, you would definitely be able to catch up and get that particular knowledge and learn what you need to actually achieve from it. So I think that is about all that I have for you that I've at this section. So
Okay.
Mr. Gostime, so you can round up with
All right.
this
Thank
section.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jerry. You've actually said everything, so I don't need to say anything right now. But all I just want to do is that you can actually check on the chat box. I've been able to send. Okay. Okay. I just want to drop most of the links which we've been able to, so that you can go back and do more research. Let's just help you with this link. That's all. So Anne. Hello, Han.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So I've dropped this on the group chat, so everybody can actually have access to the link and just use it to further prep yourself and just get more information, more insight on what you need to do. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Godstime, for sharing these resources. So I'm sure that these are very helpful. So please let's do well to just copy them to our notepads, and then after this event, just go check them out one after the other. All right, so thank you, Mr. Godstime. Thank you again, Mr. Jerry, for the beautiful summary that you gave. I'm sure that was also another learning for somebody here. And once again, thank you, Mr. Edwin, for being available to come around and answer the questions from the audience. We really appreciate. And also to the audience, you guys are here, and that is why we're able to have this event. So thank you so much, everyone. I want you to just celebrate yourself as well. Celebrate yourself that you made it to the event. Celebrate yourself that you're here, you've learned. I'm hoping you have. So celebrate yourself that you're going to go back and you're going to implement what you have learned. So once again, thank you so much, and do well to stay updated with new cloud technologies, as we would have more of this coming in. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a very pleasant night. Good night. Bye.